All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders. A great millstone, peace and salutation to the Achion, to the elect, that are scattered across the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth out in faith and sincerity. I'm the brother Shema Allah from the GMS Houston camp, and this lesson is going to be entitled, Thou Desirest Truth in the Inward Parts. See, with the Most High, and when you come into this truth, you actually, have to change. All right, the scriptures speak about becoming a new man, all right, being born again. All right, and being born again is talking about having a spiritual birth, right? Being renewed in the spirit of your mind. All right, starting all over, forgetting everything that you knew, and adjusting your life according to what the scriptures say, and being a man of the Lord, and according to what the scriptures say, right? Fashioning ourselves according to Yahushua, which is, he's the word, right? The scriptures speak about measuring up into his stature, right? This, you actually have to be on point with yourself and come correct, right? When you're in the truth, or the Most High will speak you out, right? It's about sincerity, integrity, honesty, charity, and a bunch of other things, right, that we gotta possess. See, but I'll start right here. Psalm 51:6. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts. So it ain't about what's seen on the outside. It ain't about what you saying to men, what you making it look like you are. You see, it actually, your spirit has to be on point. You see, with the Most High, right? Because when you go to Psalms 51:16, it says, for thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifice of the Most High are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O power thou wilt not despise, right? You got to be humble. Contrite, Strong's number H1794. Deka, to crush, be contrite, be broken. All right, this is how you feel when you repent. You gotta actually feel sorry for the things you've done. Right? You gotta come to the Most High humble, and you gotta be humble in His truth, regardless. See, it said, "For thou desirest not sacrifice," because when we sacrifice in the ancient world, right? The Most High said, "Look, do this and do that. Sacrifice this animal, and I'm gonna forgive you for your sin." You can do that without actually feeling sorry for it. You could be wicked and sacrifice something, right? And basically not actually accepting that you were wrong and changing your ways. You just keep on sacrificing. You knowing you gonna do this shit again, you ain't gonna change. But the Most High said He gonna forgive you for it, right? If you do this, if you do this sacrifice. And that's why Jake was taking advantage of that. So the Most High, He took that out. That's why it got to be by faith. You got to be according to your spirit on who you are in the inside. You got to really embrace change, embrace becoming a new man, right? Actually showing, repentance. You see? Having that broken and contrite spirit. See, that's what it's gonna be about, because like I said, your spirit gotta be on point. Because what it say in Romans 12, it says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice. So back then, the sacrifices, when you sacrifice an animal, it's dead, right? You killing that animal, so you sacrificing it, right? And then it gets burnt up on the altar. It's like a whole technical process with different sacrifices you did, right? But the sacrifice ain't alive no more, right? But it's referring to us as living sacrifices. See, we are that spiritual temple, right? We are giving out sacrifices in the spirit, right, through Yahushua, right? We're going out preaching, doing His word, right? The scriptures speak about we are killed all day long by going through things, trials and tribulations. You see, but when you sacrifice to the Most High had it already lined up on what type of sacrifice He wanted. You didn't just go out and just grab anything. So that kills what the Christian church say, come as you are. Because this sacrifice has to be acceptable. It says that you present your body as a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High. So the sacrifice has to be acceptable. Your spirit got to be right. It got to be according to what the Most High wants. All right? It cannot be a strange fire. When you go into Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, they were put to death for not following the orders of the Most High according to the laws of sacrifice. He took them out. And so when you sacrifice to the Most High, you got to come correct. You see? And even with Aaron, it speaks about Leviticus that once he came into the Holy of the Holies, he had to do this sacrifice a certain way. And it says, basically, Rose fair praises, the Most High told him, do this and do that, that I don't, and I won't kill you, that I won't kill you. So if he would have did it how he wanted to do it, the Most High would have took him out. And when Yahushua died, it said that the veil split, that the Most High opened up the Holy of Holies. Well, Yahweh Shem Yashah opened up the Holy of Holies, right? Through this knowledge, we have a direct access to the Most High through Yahushua, right? Through this truth. See, we are the temple. You see, the spiritual temple. So these sacrifices got to be on point, and it got to be acceptable. Like I said, the Most High already had it lined out. You gonna give me this lamb, this bullock, or this ram, this two turtle doves, 2 pigeons, right? This one gonna be for the sin offering. This one gonna be for the burnt offering, the peace offering, right? You have free will offerings. You had meat offerings, which was the meat offerings. See, and I believe that's in Leviticus. Let me see. I don't want to say it wrong. Leviticus the 3rd or the 2nd chapter. Right, meat offering. You see, and he gave specific details, and we have been given specific details on what to be like in these times. Because we want our sacrifices to be accepted. So you got to come correct. It said, which is your reasonable service? So this is what we're supposed to be doing. Right? It says, and be not conformed to this world. The ways of this world, the way we was brought up. Right? We're acting according to the flesh, emotions, what we thought was right. Lying. You see? All of those things got to be put off. That's of the world. Right? It said, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove that what is good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So we got to be changed in the mind to be acceptable, to know the will of the Most High, to know what He wants, to know how to give out these sacrifices. You see? So let's go back. Psalm 51. And 6, behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts. So I say it ain't about the outside, how strong you is, how many breakdowns you can spew out, how much you remember, right? How much of the Hebrew you know, how much money you got. Everything got to be sincere on the inside with the Most High. Right? Or you ain't gonna make it. See, because this ain't nothing that nobody gonna be able to, ain't nobody gonna be able to finesse their way into the kingdom or fake their way into the kingdom. Nah, the Most High see straight through that shit. The Most High see straight through that shit. The Most High see everything. The Most High know our thoughts. He knows who's sincere and who's not sincere. See, but this is what the Most High desire. This is what He wants. This is what He commands. Truth in the inward parts. Right, this is how we gonna make it through. And that was a lesson, just something quick, I didn't want it to be too long, but I hope that everything was without confusion and on point to brothers. It was edifying. All right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.